I don't think you realize just how early you really are with SafeMoon, or anyone else for that matter. So I've actually been looking at some new analytics. I got curious on something, and what I found out was frankly surprising, but also not surprising at the same time. So I'm going to share with you what that data is that I just found in a moment. Before I do, I want to say a quick little disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Everything I'm sharing is my own opinion. It's my own research. I highly encourage you to go do your own research. With that being said, let's go ahead and get on into it. So first off, when you look at the social media following, such as their Twitter account, you see that SafeMoon has 1.3 million followers. And you might say to yourself, wow, that sounds like a lot. And yes, in principle, it technically is. When you look at the bigger picture here of where the room to grow is, then it starts to make it a little bit more clear just on that part alone. So by comparison standards, let's go ahead and look at Binance. Binance not only has the BNB token, but they also have their own exchange. And we know that SafeMoon is going to be rolling out their own exchange. Technically, yes, SafeMoon already has one out, which is the decentralized exchange. That's a SafeMoon swap through the SafeMoon wallet. But they're going to be doing a centralized exchange. So we still have that to be looking forward to. And what I also want to point out is that just look at for version 2. There's a little bit over 500,000 wallet addresses. You look at a lot of the other projects that are out there, you're going to see an absolutely insane amount of people that are using them. And I feel like I might sneeze here. And I was correct. I just sneezed. All right. So the other thing, the data that I want to share with you is this. This is called Google Trends, and you can search for different terms to find out how is the level of interest over time with these projects. So when you think about where the highest level of interest was for SafeMoon, we actually hit a peak back in April of 2021, last year. During that time, you had celebrities talking about it. It was trending a lot on TikTok. A lot of people were FOMOing in. You saw it trending on Twitter all the time. But you know what's interesting? We still see SafeMoon trending all the time on Twitter. So it's not like the community has gone. It's just that the level of interest as a whole has technically diminished down quite considerably. So I think a lot of people right now are looking forward tremendously to major exchange listings. And I feel a lot of people, it kind of went over their head yesterday. But that exchange, wait, was it yesterday? Is it yesterday or the day before? It was the XT exchange. It's a top 50 exchange. A lot of people didn't realize that because they didn't go do their research. They do over $1 billion a day in trading volume. And that's with the market being as red and as bad as it is right now. Okay. So I think there's a lot of opportunity as we see SafeMoon getting listed on new exchanges, as well as we see SafeMoon launching its own exchange. And then you also include the blockchain, the card, the wind turbines, the NFTs, Operation Phoenix, what they're doing over with the Gambia. There's lots of room for practical applications and to really drive that incentive to have more demand, more users coming on board, because there's now a lot more use cases to be able to have it be applied. So please keep that in mind. When you look at this, where we are right now is down at a 3. That's based on the interest over time level display that they have here. It was at its highest April 18th to the April 24th period, and it is essentially right now at its lowest. The only time that we had a little bit lower was when it very first started. I mean, nothing in the first couple months because it didn't even exist yet, and then it came out in March, and people had just started to talk a little bit about it, started getting a little bit more momentum, and then it rallied really hard there shortly thereafter, right? So where we are right now, you should essentially be looking at this as we are at the lowest level of interest that we've had by comparison standards over the course of its time. We're right there. This level of 3, we're seeing that very consistently. We also had it back during like September 26th to October 2nd period, September 19th to the 25th. So it's not like we've gone below it, but we've met that same standard. And the only time before there was lower interest over time was technically before, or like when the project had very first started or before it. So what do I mean by the fact that this is actually good news? And I want to stress that this is good news. The reason being is that if you do technical analysis and charts, for example, what you'll see is that things follow one trend until it reverses and goes in the opposite direction. You don't only have buy, 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 buy. You eventually are going to get sell, which is the opposite direction. You're not going to have it to where the price is just moving a little bit like this. Eventually, your volume is going to kick up and it's going to make a decision. It's either going to have a big price increase or a big price drop. What we've been seeing is a lot of bleeding in the cryptocurrency market, right? And, understand, it's not just SafeMoon. It's a lot of different cryptocurrencies that had been hit by this. And this big red candle that was here, technically it's two, that shows you that there were a couple individuals that panic sold. They felt that FUD, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and they ended up selling. But what is the rest of the community doing? Progressively, the community is buying the project. And then we can also see Bitcoin is going up. It's up at $36,308. It's up 3.67% compared to the last 24 hours as of the time of making this video. So when you use that kind of a standard and you apply it in the same way over here for Google Trends, if the interest is at historic lows, you can't go lower than low. With all these projects that they're going to be launching, it is very likely you're going to be seeing a lot more media coverage discussing those topics, which means that there will be more interest. And if there's more interest, that's where you could see price rallies really kick off. So we are on the precipice right now for some great things. Again, this is not financial advice, but just look at the chart, look at the data, look at all of the news that we have that looks like it's getting ready to come out. And if you have a strong economy recovery, which is what we're starting to see today at least, then we have a lot of opportunity where the sentiment in investors will say, okay, I feel comfortable in investing my money again. And if you look at the price with SafeMoon at where it is right now compared to where it was before, there is a lot of room for even new investors or old investors to come in and be able to make some very nice, significant gains, even if they went half the way back to the previous all-time high. So think about it. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. I do appreciate all of you guys being here, and I do have referral links in the description if you want to get free crypto, free stock. You can check those out. If you guys haven't already, you can also check out my Patreon. I want to say a special shout out thank you to my higher level patrons. We have Xavier Zamora, Victor, Troy Smothers, and 1010 Buns. And if you want to join and be on Patreon for as little as $1 a month, there is a link in the description. I really do appreciate it, everyone. And you can also become a YouTube member by clicking the join button. There is a join button down below. Thank you guys for that too. Don't forget to hit subscribe. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. We'd love for you to be a part of this community. Click the thumbs up like button. It definitely helps us out with the YouTube search algorithm. Click the bell icon so you know whenever we go live. Stay awesome. Keep up the good faith. I have faith in this project. God bless. I will see you in the next episode.